What is going on, Warriors? It is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. So you guys already know the update is here already, and it's time for us to have a look at it. This was announced yesterday, but then there's also some extra splashing news that actually got out. Hazing released this pretty enticing, amazing, and extremely teasing video, and it had to do with the turtles. And honestly, for me, I'm glad that there is actually a direction going forward with regards to this because this means a lot not just to the future Street Fighter Duel but also to our impressions on collabs as well. So I like to hope that that means that collaborations are back, and this would obviously not only bring back old, you know, fighters, warriors to the back to the game, but also give the devs some added encouragement to also include further collabs that might eventually extend to other universes of Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 6. But all that aside, with that amazing, my thoughts personally, typically, I'm actually excited for it. Donatello, surprisingly, has always been my favorite of the Turtles ever since I was young. I don't know if it's just because it was a Wii or whatever, because I like technology and that kind of stuff. I know, but not only that, I kind of like his very very corny sense of humor, because he's one of those guys who likes to do a lot of teasing, like how it teases Raphael a lot, and also when he fights with the stick, it's just amazing to watch, man. Like the moves he does with his stick is just amazing. Raphael, pretty much is badass. He's obviously my next fave. And then we got ironically, I think I would say maybe Don and Michelangelo. I kind of like them at equal grounds because Don, obviously he's the devout student, wants to be, make his master proud and everything. Splinter, that is, and of course, Michelangelo is the party dude, as you guys know, right? So, we'll definitely see more as the actual review that to us. Hopefully, this is going to be the next event because, as you know, typically last year when we're having things done, we typically have like an in-house, or event. And then when I mean in-house, I mean like a special character that is from the Street Fighter, or universe themselves. And then we typically would have like a collab event the following period, and then of course back and forth again. So hopefully, what this means is that we get the Turtles as the next one, but then we also still have the likes of Yakuza Ken and Guy to also follow as well. So, hopefully this is just the beginning of many stuff to expect as well. We also want to make sure that we don't actually, I should go away from this screen here. It's kind of boring. We should also want to make sure that we don't have, you know, um, to wait too long to eventually get more modes as well, not just more characters and stuff like that. Like I said, I think it's high time for this guy himself, Ryu, to actually get his triple S gear along with Ken and the other B graded fighters that we expect. But today's video, now that I've actually given my opinion about that, is more about the new characters that have been revealed to us, as we see over here. Wrestling Hugo, and of course, the update also includes effigy battle that we've already seen, has already begun. But this, and then of course, Buddha battle has started today. I already picked my votes. I'm still going with Goken because, based on the probability of how they pick the teams, Goken tends to appear a lot. Until the moment Goku stops up spamming his appearance, I'm going to stick with Team Goken. Bison is very sporadic when he shows up, okay, but Goken tends to appear a lot more. Of course, that's not all that it's about. You also have to consider the lineup that is on here. Okay, as now there's the new person in Trendy Akuma in Team Goken, and of course, if you look at Team Bison, we've got Balrog now to join the squad. Okay, and of course, we got Alfreti as well. But like I said, Goken has a huge influence when he does appear, uh, because he appears a lot more. As much as Bison, typically in most cases when he appears, he tends to win the battle. His appearances are less, but as you can see so far, there is larger vote towards Tim Bison, so we'll see how that goes for sure. But let's get away from the distraction here. We're pretty much here for the new character himself, okay? And that character is, believe it is Hugo, okay? And I haven't actually looked much at him. When I was trying to do before I started recording, and I wanted to go right ahead and do some pulls, he popped up, right? Like typical Wood. I'd love to have seen him pop up in the video himself, but within the video, but it's all good. So go over to the draw and you can see this is the character here himself. Okay, but this is the best way to obviously look at him so you can actually see what he's all about. Okay, and honestly, right off the bat, I have no clue where he belongs yet. But as you can see now, he's actually an Inferno character. So that kind of makes it a bit tricky. Okay, why do I say it's tricky? Because Inferno, because that means he's probably going to be a pretty good character for them to add to the Inferno faction, because Hugo is not one of the major fighters in Street Fighter, right? He's not even like one of the major Street Fighter Alpha additions. He's more or less like an extension of the additions. He's from the world of Final Fight, which pretty much stars Cody and Guy. Okay, so those are the main key, whatever. But he's here as an Inferno character right now, and even his manager in Poison, in both alterations are regular factions in Thunder and Wind. But the fact that he's actually Inferno, that means maybe he's going to be the opposite of his original version, which was meh at best. But this one is pretty much pretty dope. So I'm just going to just pause for a bit, and we're going to get back and now look at the kit and see what it actually translates to, see what the keywords are, and then we're going to go right ahead and see if the character is an exciting character to look forward to in the analysis. Alright, so now we're going to look at the passive first real quick here, and it says Wrestling Champion. Upon being hit by a melee attack, increase damage reduction by 3% for 4 seconds, stacks up 30 times. So for those who actually would go ahead and try and attack physically, like Ivory for example, you're going to be causing an increase in its damage reduction, okay? Also reduce the range damage received by wrestling Hugo by 50%. So if you're getting range damage as well, it automatically is 50%. So if we look at 30% for 4 seconds, and that can stack up to 30 times, obviously we're looking at a maximum of 4 seconds to retain the damage reduction, okay? So obviously if you're doing a lot of combos, you're probably going to be compiling quite a bit, and we'll see how that works. But it looks like he's going to benefit more from against those who do range attacks, okay? So let's go over to the next one. It says damage reduction boost to 4% and reduces range attack to 60%, damage reduction 5%, reduce range attack damage by 65% once you unlock his Crazy Potato EX3. Wow, okay, so Crazy Potato right now, obviously for me, hasn't been gone to that level, but Crazy Potato is going to be one of those EXPs that you probably are collecting the frags of it, the shards or whatever you want to call it, because I don't think a lot of people kind of would focus on Crazy Potato unless you're paid to win. Then obviously you can afford to chase everything, right? But now that we've seen what it's all about, it looks like all it's doing is just doing damage reduction. It seems like it's pretty much a tank yet again, as you can see in the description, and yet again a power tank. So the only thing that's different from what he was for now is that he's obviously an Inferno character. So let's go over to the next one, which is going to be Super. Okay, so just kind of gives you like a reverse, like a, I don't want to say reverse clothesline, but kind of like a, backhand smash something. So bench throw. Oh, he's throwing something? Let's have a look again. Okay, I don't know. Well, it says throw a bench dealing damage equal to 442% of attack to enemies in a small area. Also gain damage reduction boost from 12 times Wrestling Champion. Level 1. Okay, so 12 times Wrestling Champion. So this is Wrestling Champion here. So you're going to get 12 times of it, whatever it is. Okay. Gain the damage boost from 15 times Wrestling Champion. Grant alternate fighters the damage reduction boost from 15 times wrestling champion. Okay, so everyone's probably going to have that depending on how long you're playing the game. For level 1, Titan Fist. Strike an enemy with a heavy hit, dealing damage equal to 576% of attack. Also inspire all the friendly fighters, increasing their attack by 20% per 8 seconds. Now, this is one thing that is going to be appreciated by a lot of people. The fact that he's a combo booster, the fact that he can actually boost, the attacks of friendly fighters would definitely give him a plus. Okay, and obviously now we're looking at the boost 25%. Also grant other friendly fighters the damage reduction boost by 10 times wrestling champion as well. You probably want to be using the C1, so he looks like a tank that's going to play the supporting role properly. And on the C2, okay, it says Giant Chariot. Charge forward like a chariot, dealing damage equal to 231% of attack to all enemies in the way, while charging gain super armor and control immunity. Okay. Upon getting the damage reduction boost from a total of 10 times wrestling champion, increase damage bonus of this skill by 10%, stacking up to 100%. And of level 3, for every enemy hit, gain the damage reduction boost from 7 times wrestling champion. So here's the thing. All right, we kind of went through the kit real quick. That's because he kind of has like a basic kit. The only key thing to him is the wrestling champion and whatever multiples of damage reduction you're going to be receiving based on whatever moves that you're going to be performing. Okay, now when you include the fighting spirit, we have a HP bonus to 3% as expected, attack bonus 28%, defense bonus 33% expected again, and then critical resilience to 7.5%. Okay, and his skill wearing the wrestling mask is Wrestling Imperator. Okay, upon getting the damage reduction boost from the wrestling champion passive, also grant a random friendly fighter one-time wrestling champion and triggers every 3 seconds. Okay. Now, the assist skill. We always want to know that. This says when the assisted fighter takes rain damage, increase the damage reduction by 25% for 6 seconds. So pretty nice for for a tank, but it's 25% damage reduction. That's a nice boost. But like I said, this is someone who Richie Hunter is going to tear apart easily because it's stacking up too much damage reduction, and that's just going to be to his detriment, unfortunately. So let's go to plus 10. Upon getting the damage reduction boost from a total of 25 times wrestling champion, recover 50% max HP, triggers 1 time per battle, boosts gained while in attack position do not count towards the total. Okay. So this is good, but it said the boost gained while in attack position do not count towards the total. Okay, so reduction boost of total 25%. You probably have to be you can't be in tag to get this benefit. That's what they're trying to say here. If you're in tag, like if you don't put him in as a tank, proper tank in front, and he's coming out as a tank to get that wrestling champion, it's not going to add up for it to reach 25. That is going to grant you the health recovery. The only time you're going to get this boost is once you're not tagged, you're out there, right? So either at the base or the rear. Okay. Let's say the front or the rear. Okay. So for plus 20, upon getting the damage reduction boost from the wrestling champion passive, also grant a random friendly fighter one time wrestling champion interval 1 second. Okay, and then plus 30, after getting damage reduction boost from a total of 35 wrestling champion, and upon receiving fatal damage for the first time, gain damage immunity for 5 seconds and recover 50% max HP. Triggers 1 time per battle. Boosts it gained while in tag position do not count towards the total. Once again, there is no reason for you to put him in tag position. That's what they're trying to say. Because Zangief obviously not a tank, but he's one person who you can easily use in tag position. If the opposing team doesn't have Zangief, meaning you don't have to worry about the speed, you can worry about other people's start, and you can only just focus on using Zangief C2 to interrupt, right? But in the case of wrestling Hugo right now, for you to actually make maximum use of him, you have to put him in tank position. But he's a tank, so you probably don't want to waste him in a non-tank position, right? He's definitely going to be useful as an additional team, but in terms of his priority on divination, it's going to be pretty tough. He seems like a solid tank, but he doesn't seem like a necessary tank. You know what I'm trying to say? Not yet, anyways. We haven't gone to the garage yet. We're about to figure that out. So here's the garage right now. Says upon gaining the damage reduction boost from the wrestling champion passive, increase attack by 2%, cycle 30%, 30 times, intervals 1 seconds. And then at 6 out of 6, Giant Chariot reduces the damage reduction of enemy hits by 30% for 11 seconds. Okay. Yeah. I think of all the new fighters that has come out, even I was a little bit more excited about Dan's kit than his kit. One of the reasons why he's coming out too late. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, it's gonna do a lot of damage reduction and it's pretty cool. He's gonna be really durable. But if you're going against the likes of Rich E Hunter, which a lot of people are investing in, he's going to get pummeled easily, and whoever else he adds that damage reduction to, they're going to get pummeled well the same as well. And also we have amazing tanks like Suitable, who is like in a regular faction. I think he would have been more valuable if he was a regular faction than for him to be like, a special faction character. Like, it's going to be a tough justification to see him being invested in. Now, I might be wrong. The character is pretty new, okay? And typically, whenever a character is new, knowing that they're available in divination, he's someone that should easily be acquired or gone after, right? So let's look at our mercenary list right now. Let's see how he's doing. Even though this is just early days, do we already have a copy of him? That would mean we have a minimum, no copy of him yet. Okay, so we're going to watch this out for this. By the time we're done with the analysis, see if any copies coming. I doubt it, but so far, I just think it's alright. Like nothing special. This is probably the most meh character in my opinion. But hey, you know what I've said before. Sometimes you can read into these kits and you think the character is pretty much not worth it. And then we go over to the analysis and we're like, wow, this is such an amazing character. So that is one thing that we have to definitely confirm for sure. Now, before I actually wrap this up, there's one thing that actually tends to like, okay, this is not a typical example right now, but there's a team right now that seems to be the meta when it comes to this particular mode. Okay, and when I mean this particular mode, I mean this mode where you don't get to trigger your EX moves as soon as it is available, and that is the team of Bison, Sea Viper, Bizangief, and typically, either Elena or Street Poison. Okay, so here's the team right here, right now, and if you look at our power, I'm on 36. They're on 28. There's a strong chance that that's going to whoop my team. Okay, if I don't know if it's because my, Trini Akuma is kind of like on S. Okay, like he doesn't have his fighting spirit yet, and he's not durable enough because the likes of Oni are going to get queued up quickly and easily. Okay, but I want to see here if that happens again. So we're going to go right here. We're going to try and run this battle real quick. This is just for me believing that this meta is established, and I think the key character was typically be Zangief. Okay, I can see right now my Avery is taken out, and the team has been wiped out. Okay, so now there's one thing I want to try. I'm hoping this guy. Okay, he's not here anymore, but we should be able to find someone that has the same lineup, right? You can see same kind of whatever. This is 3136. It's even way higher. But what happens if I put B Zangief in my lineup and I put him in the starting spot here? Okay. Now, obviously, I'm going to go with my, Ivory, rotation. I like him to start for anybody else, and maybe I'll just put someone like I'm not looking to put anyone like Viper in yet because I know Viper does help with the attack, but someone like just let's look at like a master character. Okay, let's put someone like Rose here right now, right? So let's try this particular combination instead, and let's see how this works out. Okay, because that is one team I know that regardless of whatever level I am, unless I'm way stronger, they tend to whoop my team up. So now, right now, I do have the upper hand in the start of the battle because I have Beast Zangief in there. You're probably gonna notice a difference in the win. Okay, as you can see right here, Beast Zangief just tends to like that boost that he gives you at the very beginning tends to be the difference between you winning the battle and losing the battle. And I think this is the person we faced before. Yeah. So we can go right ahead and try and confirm again because this was the team that beat us the other time. You can confirm the name because I'm wrong. Shout out to Lucid. Like Lachan. Is it Lachank or Lachank? But let's see how it goes this time. You can see here right now. Easy peasy. Just by having Zangief in my team. Now, I don't want to. I don't want to go about using Zangief there. Although I should probably just be worried about using my strongest lineup, right? But for now, I want to just try and work with the team I'm working with. But we're going to just leave it at that. Maybe it's even who is this person here? Okay, still this is like yeah, so it's probably that. That's probably him. But that's all I wanted to say about that part as well. But the key thing here is we're gonna look forward to the analysis of Resident Hugo. Let me know what you guys think so far. You guys have probably tested the character, probably attempted the limited time experience. Let me know what you think about the character himself. I will definitely be doing the analysis shortly, or you should see that soon. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm just trying to upload all my videos because of the time restrictions I have with my work right now, and of course, my family afterwards. Once I go on a long break, I'm going to try and make sure I can edit the splash screen and everything, and also send the link to Discord because I typically like to make sure that all that page is completed if I share it on Discord. Typically, those who have the notification turned on are going to see it right away and be able to watch it. So if you guys don't have the notification bell on, please turn it on so that way you can at least watch the video. Obviously, you're not going to see the title splash and all the hashtags in yet, but I'm going to try and do all that modification shortly once I get the free time. Otherwise, been your boy Shinryu. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.